Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school softball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rox Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening from Anderson Field in Hedgesville, West Virginia for tonight's West Virginia High School Softball Class AAA Region 2 Championship Game number 2 between the Jefferson Cougars and the Hedgesville Eagles. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman is Nick Verzolini, and back at the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Yesterday it was a 10-5 victory for the Jefferson Cougars, which means with one more win that would send Jefferson back to the state championship to defend last year's state title for the Cougars. If Hedgesville wins, it would bring a decisive game number 3 between Hedgesville and Jefferson at Jefferson tomorrow evening. Dylan, these two teams in the regular season, it was lopsided games in the favor of the Cougars, but yesterday a 5-0 lead going into that bottom of the 4th inning for Hedgesville before Jefferson's offense exploded.
Yeah, for a minute it seemed like Hedgesville was going to pull out the improbable road victory there in Game 1, give themselves a chance to set up a regional clinching game here at home tonight, but then the bats came alive for the Cougars, and it was kind of more a final score that we might have expected compared to the first 2 games that we saw in the regular season between these teams, when it was run rule victories for the Cougars in those. And once those bats came alive off the bat of the grand slam from Taylor Presley, among other things, Jefferson was able to pull it out, get their pitching together in those final few innings, and set themselves up the chance to, on the road, get themselves back to the state tournament.
Yeah, Presley with that grand slam was a huge momentum changer, but also Savannah Smith getting 3 RBIs and a 1-for-3 day, too, was a big help offensively. And then when Becca Munslow came in, it was, even though she gave up 4 runs, 5 strikeouts for her that helped out the Cougars. And then on the other side, it was Gracie Brown going 5 1/3 innings, and then Kelsey Van Dyne came in for the final 2/3. And we talked a bit about it earlier today on the sports mix, and we would probably see some changes. And on the Hedgesville side, we were correct when it comes to inside the pitching circle. They're going in the elimination game with the senior experience from Kelsey Van Dyne to start. But on the other side for Jefferson, we thought maybe it would be Munslow to start. However, it is not. It will be Shelby Harris getting the start, as Alyssa LaGreco started for the Cougars yesterday in that 10-5 win. So not going with Munslow just yet. We most likely will probably see the same thing as we did yesterday. If they need her to come in relief, she'll do so. But they're going with Harris.
Yeah, I understand the strategy there. Maybe use her in a bit of a relief role, and then if it comes to Game 3 at home tomorrow, that's when you throw Munslow out there for as many pitches as you need, because at that point there's no reason not to. So save the big arm for when you need it most. Make sure that you have her available in that potentially pivotal Game 3 if it comes to it, but then she can get you out of a jam tonight too if she needs to, just like she was kind of able to last night, even though she gave up some runs along the way. But it'll be interesting to see if Hedgesville can recreate what they did last night, getting that 4-run inning before the Cougars got anything up on the board, making it 5-0. And again, they had 3 clean innings to start that game out, so there's no reason to believe they can't at least recreate that tonight. Different pitching up on the mound potentially, but they showed they have the chance. If they can just put together that half a game they had yesterday, put together 2 halves like that, then we can see this go to Game 3.
Good crowd on hand so far. Still more cars filing into Anderson Field, just adjacent of Route 9 in Hedgesville High School. We were told that the 2 teams that we get to see next week in the regional championship on the baseball field most likely will be in attendance, as it's Jefferson and Hedgesville doing battle starting Monday. We were told that the baseball teams will be in attendance to cheer on the softball teams. But let's step aside here in the countdown to first pitch, brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm. Injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call them at 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. On the other side of this 2-minute break, we will have our coaches' interviews. You are tuned in to West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
welcome you back to Anderson Field at Hedgesville High School as we continue the Skinner Law Firm countdown to first pitch between the Jefferson Cougars and the Hedgesville Eagles in this Class AAA Region 2 softball championship. Let's now get into tonight's coaches' interviews, brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. And we'll start off with the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Desiree Waters, followed by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Matt Fort. Now joined by the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Desiree Waters. Coach Waters, 1 win away from another regional championship. What are you excited for in today's game against Hedgesville?
Well, we're just excited to be here right now. Like you said, we're just, hopefully only one game away to win in regionals. It's going to be tough, of course, so playing a team back-to-back is always tough, seeing the different pitching or seeing the same pitching. We're hoping we get a lot more hits, but obviously know that they're going to be hitting well as well tonight.
Talk us through yesterday's game, a slow start, your team down 5-0 before the offense was able to explode. Just talk about, I guess, the difference that you really saw from the first part of the game to that second part of the game offensively.
Yeah, offensively, during the second half, we just started being a little more selective. We are aggressive at the plate, which we like, but we need to be aggressive in the zone. So that's kind of what was happening to us at the beginning, first couple innings, hitting a lot of pop-ups and things like that. But, yeah, just staying selective and hitting good pitches in our zone so that we can hit more of those line drives and hard ground balls.
You went with LaGreco starting yesterday. Are you doing the same thing today, or are you deciding to switch it up pitching?
We're going to be switching it up a little bit, so you guys will see when we start.
That sounds good. Also yesterday, just talk about, I guess, when Munslow came in and how effective she was out there.
She did a great job, as always. We like, getting to be able to throw some of our other pitchers and then have her come in and close. She's done that a couple times for us this season. And just our pitching staff as a whole has just worked really well together. So we like that they're good teammates with each other. And they work well together, so that's good.
What are you telling your team heading into tonight's game?
I'm telling them to stay up and stay focused. We lacked a lot of focus yesterday, just because we did have 2 big wins against them in the regular season. And I think they thought we were just gonna kind of come out here and do it. So I think yesterday got their attention. So staying focused, high energy, and again being aggressive but selective in the zone.
All right, anything else, Coach Waters?
No, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Now joined by the Hedgesville Eagles head coach, Matt Fort. Coach Fort, your team had the lead yesterday, started off strong. Things, unfortunately, for your team, though, slipped. Just talk about that game and give me your thoughts on it, though, overall.
Well, we always have to minimize our mistakes and capitalize on any that they make. That's just, we've been plagued by some of those things throughout the year where we've jumped out on good teams and then managed ways to make mistakes and let them back in the game. Hopefully we can clean that up.
Your team now on the verge of elimination with that, but you get to be at home here for Game 2. What are you telling your team going into tonight's game?
We got to leave it all on the field tonight. Play like it's your last one. For some, it could possibly be, but we're going to go out there and leave it all on the field tonight and give it all we got.
You're going with your senior in the circle to start, in Kelsey Van Dyne. What do you hope to see from her today?
I like to see good locations for her and minimize our walks. That's for sure. Let our defense play.
Your offense has continued to explode, even though yesterday it was a loss, getting 5 runs early and putting pressure on. How do you just, keep that through all 7 innings, that pressure?
We just got to have a good approach in the box and hit good pitches. We have to be very selective in the box to hit the good pitches and be in the right spot in the box.
All right, anything else, Coach Fort?
I think that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Hey, thanks for having me.
That was our coaches' interviews, again brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill. We'll step aside, take another 2-minute break here on the pregame show, and when we come back, we'll get closer to first pitch between Jefferson and Hedgesville. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Batting sixth, designated player number 17, Faith Cooper.
We welcome you back to Anderson Field as we continue the countdown to first pitch. Let's get tonight's weather brought to you by CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty with every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. It is 68 degrees and sunny right now. Temperatures will drop into the 50s later on tonight. EPAC Baseball Roundup, quickly brought to you by Jambo Construction and Fencing, LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452. Nothing else today other than next week going for baseball. Let's step aside, take our final 2-minute break for the national anthem. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10, back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick Your Own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to Anderson Field. Before we get started, let's get our starting lineups brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go, who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsforsanding.com. We'll give you Jefferson's quickly since they are due up batting first in left field. Number 5, Taylor Presley. Batting second and pitching, number 7, Shelby Harris. Batting third at third base, number 9, Kaylee Dalton. Batting fourth at shortstop, number 16, Becca Munslow. Batting fifth in center field, number 11, Chloe Cowan. Batting sixth at first base, number 25, Brooke Allen. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 3, Savannah Smith. Batting eighth and catching is number 6, Madison Clark. And batting ninth at second base, number 1, Alyssa LaGreca. We'll get you Hedgesville starting lineup in the bottom of the inning. But now let's get ready for our first pitch tonight, brought to you by CMA Chevy of Martinsburg. Make your way to CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles, friendly team, and professional service every step of the way. Chevy finding new roads. In the circle, starting for the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, is Kelsey Van Dyne. She's pitched 84 innings so far this year with 100 strikeouts, 62 walks, 99 hits, 89 runs, 62 of those earned. First pitch, fastball right down the middle, called strike 1 to start things off at 6:59 against Presley. Your umpires tonight, Keith Burton, Brian Costello, Tim Cobb, and Delegate Paul Espinosa. Grounder right back to Van Dyne. Throw over to first to Darlington in time for out number 1 to start off the top of the first.
That's a strong start for Van Dyne. No trouble through one batter. Again, we saw that for about half the game yesterday. 3 innings. It went clean, but then it was the offensive explosion that we know can come at any time for Jefferson.
Brings up the pitcher, Shelby Harris. Pitch from Van Dyne. Called strike 1 at the knees. In yesterday's game 1 of this region, best 2 out of 3 was a 10-5 win for Jefferson. Next pitch, high and away, evens up the count at 1-1 to Harris. 1 out in this scoreless top of the first. Nobody on. Pitch from Van Dyne. Misses high and goes to the fence. The count now 2-1. Might have got a piece of our crowd mic. I heard the noise there.
Yeah, it was about how loud it was. It might have hit it straight on.
Hopefully not. I'll look below. It looks like it's still on the fence, so everything's okay. 2-1 pitch from Harris. High again, this time for ball 3. The count now 3-1 to Harris from Van Dyne.
This is not the lineup you want to get behind in the count in too often, because they can attack you at any time.
You got Kaylee Dalton on deck. This pitch right on the outside corner of the count now full at 3-2. Is that one called a strike? Harris steps back in with the full count against her. Van Dyne will walk from the back of the circle onto the rubber. The payoff pitch. Line drive over the glove of the third baseman. Brown into left field down the line. She'll round first, think about second, but head back. It's a 1-out single for Shelby Harris to start the night off for Jefferson.
I wonder if Jefferson will be a little more aggressive today after Hedgesville was able to get out to an early lead in game 1. The bats took longer to get alive. See if they're a little more aggressive. Van Dyne leaves some pitches where they can send them for some good hits.
Brings up Kaylee Dalton. First pitch right on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. You have a runner on first after the 1-out single, and Harris. On deck is Becca Munslow. Pitch, change up, it's a fly ball into center field, backtracking's Kaylee Lachlan. Underneath it, she makes the catch for out number 2, and her throw will force the runner back to first. But now Becca Munslow up to bat, and 2 out in the first.
Number 16, Becca Munslow.
Munslow starting at shortstop again today. She came into relief yesterday through 4 innings, gave up those 4 of the 5 runs. She looks at the first pitch, it's called strike 1.
It's important to get in front of Munslow very early on.
1 pitch. Right back up the middle into center field. It is a 2-out single. The bobbled ball from Lachlan won't be an issue as the runners stay put on first and second with 2 out.
Now batting number 11.
And now here we go. multiple runners on. That's when it starts to become a problem. Now you got 2 out. So you're at least 2/3 of the way there. You just need one more good at bat up on the mound. But you're starting to see one hit can give Jefferson an early lead. This is a hard team to play from behind against.
Got Chloe Cowan up to bat now. You have 2 outs in the scoreless top of the first. Runners on first and second for Jefferson. Cowan steps into the right-handed box. First pitch, called strike 1 on the outside corner from Van Dyne. Cowan calls time before stepping in the box. Timeout's over. The pitch misses outside. The count now even at 1-1 strike.
Showing good patience at the plate. It's an important spot. Don't want to leave these runners on, especially one in scoring position.
1-1 pitch from Van Dyne. High and outside. The count now 2-1.
Just couldn't quite get that one to snag the outside paint. It's a close one, though.
It's pitch number 15 for Van Dyne. 2-1 pitch now for pitch 16. It's a fly ball over to the stands on the first base side through the hands of a fan. Count now 2-2.
1 strike away from getting out of the jam. Set yourself up. Top of the first, giving up a run and put yourself behind immediately would be tough.
2-2 pitch to Cowan. Line drive over the head of Brown into left field. Boyer's throw. Cut off. 1 run will score. It's a 2-out double in the top of the first. Jefferson now leads Hedgesville 1-0 on the RBI double for Cowan.
Ripped that one in the left. Pulled it down the line. Now this is dangerous already.
Got runners on second and third now with Brooke Allen up to bat. After that one scored Harris. Van Dyne sets on the rubber. The pitch just misses outside for ball 1 to Allen.
This is where you can be a little more cautious than usual. Obviously you don't want to load the bases, but it'll be better than putting something over the plate.
I just want to strike right down the middle. The count now even at 1-1. However, we know Smith has home run power. She's the one in the winner take-all for the Section 2 championship. Hit the walk-off home run against Washington, and she's on deck. 1-1 pitch. Allen lets go by for strike 2.
Right, that's part of the calculus with any baseball or softball game. In this situation, you always got to know who's up next, because it's important. You're not just going up against the batter right in front of you.
1-2 pitch, rolls, but scooped up by Brenna Collis. Count now 2-2. It's 1-0 Jefferson in the top of the first. 2 out runners on second and third. Up the bats, Brooke Allen for the Cougars. The 2-2 pitch, a grounder, 1 hop to Copenhaver. Throw from shortstop to first in time for out number 3. That'll strain 2, but not before. 1 run crosses the plate on 3 hits and no errors. We'll head to the bottom of the first. It's Jefferson 1, Hedgesville 0. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio, WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in a minute.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to Anderson Field. We head to the bottom of the first inning now. Let's get our starting lineup brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Leading off for the Hedgesville Eagles in right field, number 11, Olivia Cooper. Batting second in left field, number 1, Maggie Boyer. Batting third and catching, number 7, Brenna Collis. Batting cleanup at third base, number 6, Gracie Brown. Batting fifth and pitching, number 8, Kelsey Van Dyne. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 17, Faith Cooper. Batting seventh and second base, number 12, Morgan Gooderidge. Batting eighth at first base, number 15, Shay Darlington. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 2, Lakin Copenhaver. Pitching today for the Jefferson Cougars is number 7, Shelby Harris. It is 1-0 Jefferson after the 3 hits. 2 left stranded in the top of the first. So now Hedgesville with the opportunity to respond. Pitch from Harris inside to Olivia Cooper for ball 1 to start off the bottom of the first.
And if you're Jefferson, if you're Harris up on the mound, you got to be thankful that your offense has already given you a lead to work with. It's very comforting as a pitcher up there.
We have a timeout called. It looks like Harris had a hair tie on her wrist, or a few of them actually, so she has to hand them off to Becca Munslow, puts them in their back pocket as third base umpire, and Paul Espinosa with a good eye there to catch that one. 1-0 pitch fouled off the end of the bat of Cooper. The count now even at 1-1.
Obviously Harris can't get too comfortable up there on the mound. It's only a 1-run lead. It was nearly a 2 or 3 run lead. It didn't get that good play at short to end the last inning.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that fools Cooper. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Pretty effective change-up there.
Yeah, 1-1. You got a lot of ways you can go as a pitcher, especially 1-2 now.
Pitch inside. And it looks like it might have hit Olivia Cooper.
That's the call. Yeah.
So she'll make her way over to first base. That'll bring up Boyer.
Number 1, Maggie Boyer.
Runner on first, nobody out for Maggie Boyer. That one must have just grazed Olivia Cooper. Scoring the bunt, it's popped up over the head of the catcher. Strike 1.
Early bunting situation from Hedgesville. I can see they're okay with manufacturing runs, because it's Jefferson's team anyway that they can. So obviously you were able to explode last night for 4 runs in an inning, but you're not always going to get that.
Infield corners now in. Scoring the bunt again, and it's fouled off the press box for strike 2.
It's always tough. You're not able to lay the bunt down on the first 2 strikes. I've seen recently, in baseball at least, more situations where coach has been willing to give the bunt sign on 2 strikes.
Yeah, we saw that last week during the sectional tournament for baseball, but unfortunately it was, I believe, fouled off for strike 3, and this one swinging and fouling it off, so the count remains 0-2 to Boyer.
Yeah, it's a big risk to take to try to just still lay down that bunt. I think at that point, I like the idea of just swing away at that point. If you didn't get the bunt down, you just didn't get it down.
0-2 pitch. Misses low for ball 1. The count now 1-2 to Boyer. Shelby Harris from the back of the circle walks onto the rubber. 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2 to Boyer.
Boyer's showing a really good eye. It's always tough getting down 0-2. Work your way back out, at least to an even count. Good at bat.
2-2 pitch from Harris. Line drive. One hopping to the second baseman, LaGreco. She'll toss it to Allen at first for the force out, but the fielder's choice will allow Olivia Cooper to go to second.
It's a productive at bat. You got the runner over. It's the same outcome as if you had gotten that bunt down for a sacrifice. So, one way or another, you got the job done, even though you didn't lay down a bunt.
Brenna Collis up to bat now. Runner on second and 1 out in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0. Jefferson leads Hedgesville in Game 2 of the AAA Region 2 Championship. The pitch misses for ball 1.
It's a good stop. Back behind the plate by Madison Clark.
1-0 pitch. A grounder to Becca Munslow. It's short. Fires it to Allen. It's through her glove and over to the first base dugout. Rounding third, coming home to score is Olivia Cooper, and we're tied on the air at 1-1 in the bottom of the first. Errors are costly.
Yeah, that's a play that you got to make. Now, Munslow with a good job of keeping the runner at second base originally. But then the throw over, just couldn't make that play. Error that could have put you at 2 outs. No runs given up, still up by 1. That completely turns things around.
Brings up Gracie Brown for Hedgesville. A 1-1 ball game now. The pitch to Brown from Harris called strike 1.
Brown's got a lot of power up there at the plate, leading the team in home runs this year as a freshman.
Big swing and a miss for strike 2 from Brown.
You've seen that Brown is a very versatile athlete as well. Made a big impact on the court in volleyball. Apparently is going to move on to basketball next year.
Grounder down the third baseline and foul.
I shouldn't say move on. She's going to add on basketball.
That to the joy of Matt Faircloth to our left, for sure.
Right.
He chuckles. Runner on second, 1 out. Tied at 1 between Jefferson and Hedgesville in the bottom of the first. Shelby Harris sets on the rubber. Pitch inside, and it's a fly ball. Diving forward in left field's Presley. Goes by her glove, rolls to the wall, and that is a triple for Brown and a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first for the Eagles of Hedgesville.
Put that one on the line. It was a tough play for Presley to try to make. And I think this is a little bit of what we saw in Game 1 last night, even though we weren't there to see it. We're seeing something similar. This Hedgesville lineup can get hot.
Now Kelsey Van Dyne to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position on third. And a 2-1 lead now for Hedgesville.
Especially with, you don't have your ace up there on the mound for the Cougars.
Change up, swung, and missed. Was Van Dyne for strike 1.
We might see the strategy of different pitching changes going into the bullpen early on. We'll see. Depends on how Harris can recover.
First baseman Allen in. Another swing and a miss from Van Dyne for strike 2. Van Dyne takes a couple practice chops before stepping into the right-handed box. No balls, 2 strikes. Harris. The 0-2 pitch to Van Dyne. Swing and a miss for strike 3 for out number 2.
That's big. Get that strikeout with 1 out and runner on third. Now you have a chance. Ball can be put into play. And you have a much higher chance of getting out of this. Only down 1 run.
That brings up Faith Cooper, the designated player tonight. Pitch from Harris. On the outside corner called strike 1 to Faith Cooper. Runner on third and 2 outs for Hedgesville. Pitch from Harris. Might have got a piece of it, but nonetheless it's strike 2 on the swing for Faith Cooper.
Been a good recovery from Harris. Hasn't been a bad inning. She's facing some tough at-bats.
This one a grounder foul to the third base dugout. The count stays no balls and 2 strikes.
Obviously that second run is going to be unearned in the end because of that error at first base. You can't fault her for giving up an extra base hit to Gracie Brown because that's just what she does.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Harris. High, and Clark had to jump up to keep that one in front of her to keep the runner at third. The count now 1-2.
She had a pitch to work with there at 0-2.
1-2 pitch. Grounder to the third base side. Dalton's throw across the diamond to Allen is caught for out number 3 to end the first inning, but not before 2 runs were able to cross. 1 left stranded, 1 error. At the end of 1, it is Hedgesville 2, Jefferson 1. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 60 seconds.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Welcome back to Anderson Field. We head to the top of the second inning now. Hedgesville with a 2-1 lead over Jefferson in Game 2 of the AAA Region 2 Championship. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman's Nick Verzolini. Back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. 7, 8, 9 batters will be due up for Jefferson and Smith, Clark, and LaGreco. Great crowd on hand tonight for Game 2 of this Region Championship. People in the bleachers on the first base side and right center field, some people sitting on the hill in their pickup trucks, and a lot of people over in the batting cage on the third base side.
All right, this is the only game of the series that'll be here at Hedgesville, so they're showing out.
First pitch from Van Dyne to Smith. Called strike one on the outside corner to start off the top of the second.
We saw Van Dyne was able to strand 2 runners in scoring position last inning. And now we see the importance of that as now she comes back on into the circle with a lead.
Pitch misses high. Count now 1-1.
And now if you can get through the bottom third of the lineup, you can set yourself up for some real success after 2 innings.
Smith steps back into the right-handed box against Van Dyne. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Hedgesville down 1-0 in the series. With a win today would force a Game 3 tomorrow at Jefferson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Van Dyne. Fouled off into the net in front of us. The count remains 1-2. Flinched a little bit. If it was the fence that carried up here, I'd feel more confident. Wasn't sure how this net was, because I know there's the little break between the fence and the net. This one a fly ball down the first baseline in foul territory, trying to make a play on it. It's Olivia Cooper, but she's unable to do so. The count remains 1-2.
It's always important for these 7, 8, and 9 hitters to try to get something going, because you expect consistent production out of that top 4, 5, even 6 of your lineup. They can make the entire difference in a game. That bottom third gets things going.
1-2 pitch high for ball 2. Count now 2-2 to Savannah Smith. This one outside for ball 3. And now
she wanted that one. Didn't quite get it.
Smith taking some slow practice swings before stepping back in. Van Dyne taking her time, moving the dirt around in front of and behind the rubber inside the pitching circle. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the top of the second. The payoff pitch, a grounder to the shortstop, Lakin Copenhaver. Throw to first. Darlington catches for out number 1. That'll retire Smith and bring up Clark.
Well fielded on that one.
At the top of the second. Starts off how the top of the first ended. A grounder to short. Clark up to bat now with 1 out, nobody on. Van Dyne will put her right foot on the rubber of the pitch. Blooper into shallow right center field. He gets down for a single with one out in the top of the second.
Just fit it right into a pocket where nobody was. Good job. Got around on it kind of the opposite way.
That'll bring up Alyssa LaGreco, the ninth batter in the lineup for the Cougars. Runner on first with one out. Left side of the infield in a little bit. Second baseman a little bit back. First baseman in. This one wild on the outside. Collis keeps it in front of her for ball one.
Got to have a good catcher back there on this level of softball and baseball, because extra bases just on pitches is not what you want to give up.
Another pitch outside. Misses for ball two, as it's like the Greco trying to slap bunt, so they're knowing that she's starting a run going towards the far side of the left-handed box, so pitching her outside, trying to get her to chase. This one high and outside for ball three.
Yep. Trying to avoid that double play. Try to get it to the back of to the top of the lineup.
3 balls, no strikes to LaGreco. Van Dyne adjusts her glove before stepping in the rubber. The pitch. Caught a strike on the outside corner. Count now 3-1. You have Clark on first after the one-out single, and now a timeout called as Collis goes out to Van Dyne. Make sure she has some confidence out there, giving her a little pep talk. And now Lake and Copenhagen doing the same, as well as Morgan Gutteridge and Darlington.
Right, very important bat here, especially at 3-1.
Yeah, you don't want the lineup to head to the top with 2 runners on and nobody out. Or excuse me, 1 out. It's this one outside for ball 4, and that's the exact situation we're in now. Runners on first and second with 1 out.
So they were able to get things going a little bit in that top of the first. It wasn't until we got to the 4, 5, and 6 part of that lineup, really.
Taylor Presley now up to the plate. She's 0 for 1 today. Grounded to the pitcher her first time up in the top of the first. Pitch from Van Dyne. This one fouled off over first and out of play for strike 1. Presley gets the call. We'll look at her wristband for what to do. No balls, 1 strike. Runner on first and second. In the top of the second, it's Hedgesville 2. Jefferson 1. The pitch from Van Dyne, scoring the bunt, but pulling it back. It is Presley as that one, I believe, missed outside for a ball. The count should be 1-1. Waiting for game changer to see if I'm correct.
I don't mind a bunt here. You get yourself 2 runners in scoring position instead of 1.
Game changer not helping. There it is. It's a ball. This pitch outside off the glove of Collis, and that'll allow both base runners to advance. Now 2 runners in scoring position and a 2-1 count to Presley.
Well, see, now you don't even need a bunt. Now Presley can knock in 2 runs herself with just a base hit, potentially.
It's a 1-run game. Hedgesville currently leads Jefferson, but Jefferson threatening here in the top of the second with the runners on second and third. The 2-1 pitch fouled off by Presley. The count now 2-2.
Another tough situation for Van Dyne. She was able to get out of this last inning. But last inning they had 2 outs when they got to second and third.
Presley steps into the right-handed box. Van Dyne on the rubber. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a grounder to shortstop. Scooping up Copenhagen, throw over to first in time for the out. But coming from third, home to score is Clark. We're tied up at 2 on the fielder's choice. LaGreco stays put at second.
Again, that's productive from Presley. All you really wanted from her was to not strike out or pop up.
Now 2 outs. Runner on second. Shelby Harris up the bat. She singled her last time up into left field over the head of Gracie Brown. Pitch from Van Dyne. High for ball 1 to Harris.
Now, of course, the only thing about that ground out to the left side is that you weren't able to get a runner across from second to third.
Pitch just outside. Collis now stand up and walk the base runner back to second. The count 2-0 to Harris. Jefferson has Dalton on deck. 2-0 count for Harris, and another mound visit as Collis will head out and talk with Van Dyne as well as Gooderidge and Darlington again. Runner on second. It's now a 2-2 game in the top of the second inning between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Harris up to bat for Jefferson. Pitch from Van Dyne. Called a strike right down the middle. The count now 2-1.
Now there's the problem with letting the lineup turn over like this. The situation we talked about in the first inning where maybe you were a little more willing to pitch cautiously and put a runner on first base with it open.
Pitch high and outside. The count now 3-1.
The problem now is in that first inning you were talking about putting on the number 6 hitter or number 5 hitter to bring up some, say, the number 7. But now you got your number 3 hitter on deck.
3-1 pitch, high and away for ball 4. It's another walk in the second. Puts Harris on first. You got a runner already on second.
I think LaGreco stepped off the bag. They called her out.
LaGreco went from second too early, so that's out number 3. Jefferson unhappy with it, but that's the end of the top of the second. It is 2-2. Jefferson and Hedgesville tied up. We'll step aside for a 1-minute break and then be back for the bottom of the second. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the second inning now. The bottom of the lineup will be due up for Hedgesville and Gooderidge, Darlington, and Copenhaver. It is 2-2 between Jefferson and Hedgesville here in Game 2 of the Region 2 final in Class AAA. If Jefferson wins, they head to the state championship. If Hedgesville is able to win, they force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow at Jefferson. Pitch from Harris. Misses low to start off the bottom of the second to Gooderidge for ball 1. Last half inning ended in a strange way. It's ruled that LaGreco was out at second on the base pass as she left early. This one a grounder in between shortstop and third into left field. It's a lead-off single for Gooderidge to start off the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Darlington.
Shea Darlington.
Harris pitching to some contact early on. Hedgesville's been able to take advantage. See if it continues.
Run on first now. Pitch to Shea Darlington. Grounder to the pitcher Harris. Turns behind her. Throw goes wild to the second baseman LaGreco, even though the shortstop Munslow was on the bag. LaGreco dives for the second base bag, able to tag it for the out. Darlington goes to first.
Just kind of short and second, both wanting to go for the ball there. But anyway, it worked out in the end.
So even though it looked weird, it was just a fielder's choice for the second baseman.
Gets an out all the same.
on the 1-4 FC.
You got the lead runner.
First pitch, called a ball to Copenhagen. 1-0 pitch. Sent in the left field. Presley underneath it makes the catch for out number 2. Now 2 outs and a runner on first in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the lineup. It's Olivia Cooper up to bat.
Olivia Cooper.
There you go. You've at least gotten 2 outs when you get back to the top of the lineup. Only runner on first. This could be a nice recovery inning for Harris.
Big swing and a miss from Cooper for strike 1.
Seeing these pitchers settle in a little bit, second time through the lineup.
Yeah, 1 pitch. Pop up over the press box and out of play. The count now 0-2 for Olivia Cooper.
And this could be quick work despite the single.
Got a runner on first, 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch from Harris. Grounded foul to the third base dugout. Count remains 0-2 for Cooper. Cooper was hit by her pitcher last time up. Later came home to score in that 2-run bottom of the first for Hedgesville.
That's really what it ended up being. 1 pitch that got away and then a fielding error turned into 2 runs.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end this half inning. The score remains Jefferson 2, Hedgesville 2. We'll head to the third after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Anderson Field, home of the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, as we head to the top of the third in this 2-2 ball game between Jefferson and Hedgesville. It will be the 2, 3, 4 batters due up in Harris, Dalton, and Munslow, even though Harris was the last batter up in that top of the second, and it looked to be a ball 4. That last pitch doesn't count since LaGreca left the bag early, so she gets to lead off the top of the third. Against Van Dyne, as the last warm-up throw is concluded. Everybody for Hedgesville meets in the pitcher circle, gives each other high fives before going back to their infield positions. The last one to do so will be Brenna Collis, as she gives a few words to her battery mate in Kelsey Van Dyne. Harris waits for Collis to go behind home plate and put her mask on. Hedgesville in the all-white uniforms. Jefferson in the maroon tops with white pinstriped pants. The pitch from Van Dyne. Line outside for ball 1 to start off this third inning to Harris.
This is going to be a tough part of the lineup to get through in this inning. This could be
1-0 pitch. It's a high fly ball to left center field. Over the head of Kaylee Lachlan, it bounces off the wall. It's a lead-off double for Harris to start off the top of the third. That one had some power on it.
Yeah, it was close to getting on all the way out of here. And that's exactly what I was talking about. This is a tough part of the lineup to get through, starting with number 2 in the order. And now it looks like you're going to be able to get up Dalton and then Munslow with runners on base.
Harris now has a single and a double today. Dalton up the bat against Van Dyne. Pitch right on the outside corner of the plate, called strike 1 to Dalton. Dalton flew out her last time up the center.
I think this could be the make or break inning for Van Dyne and for the Eagles in general.
Pitch misses outside. Count now 1-1.
We saw last night there was a 7-run inning for the Cougars. Not to say that this already has the makings of something close to that, but like when you let number 3, heart of the order, come up.
Hard chopper to short. Copenhaver's throw to first in time to retire Dalton, but Harris will advance to third on that play.
Now batting number 16, Becca Munslow.
And that brings up Becca Munslow.
I was saying is late this heart of the order, get up with no outs and runners on base. Runners in scoring position even. It's a danger.
Munslow had that single her last time up. She sends the first pitch right back up the middle, and that'll score Harris, and Jefferson takes a 3-2 lead in the top of the third.
And right up the middle, just like last at bat for her, too. That's what I mean. This could spiral from here. Facing number 5, Chloe Cowan.
Cowan had that double her last time up to left field.
Like you said, Allen and Smith coming up behind her are dangerous as well.
Pitch high and outside. The throw over to first, sliding in safely is Munslow before the tag from Darlington's applied. At 1, ball 1. Count 1-0 this pitch high. Another throw over to first. This time Munslow's in standing up. Count 2-0 to Cowan.
Keeping real close watch on Munslow down there.
Got a red truck out in left center field stopping in the middle of the road to watch this pitch as it's outside for ball 3. I don't think that's safe.
No, just come to the game, buddy.
Maybe you missed the turn. I don't know.
Pull in.
Out now 3-0. Cowan. Pitch from Van Dyne. High and outside for ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Chloe Cowan. Runners on first and second now at the top of the third, with 1 out and Brooke Allen coming up the bat.
And, not surprised at the mound visit here.
Now batting number 25, Brooke Allen.
Like I said, you've already given up 1 this inning. Only got 1 out. Still a tough part of the lineup. I mean, there's really not much of this lineup for Jefferson that isn't tough. And this is why this is a regional championship. And these are defending state champions. But again, this could be the inning that makes or breaks this entire game, potentially. You never know. These runs come in bunches from both of these teams.
It's 3-2 Jefferson leading Hedgesville in this game, too. They lead the series 1-0 in the best 2 out of 3. Van Dyne will adjust her mask before going from the back of the pitcher circle onto the rubber in the middle. First pitch to Brooke Allen. It's a fastball in the outside corner called strike 1.
That's something you have to think about as this game progresses and teams are putting up runs on these pitchers, is Jefferson can get away with losing this game. Whereas the Eagles, this is win or go home.
A 1 pitch popped up to the first base side. It goes out of play for strike 2.
Just different sort of strategies that come into it. I don't think it changes what you do too much if you're a coach, because obviously you want to win. You don't even want to set up the possibility of an elimination game for yourself.
0-2 pitch up and in to Allen for a ball. Starters on first and second with 1 out in the top of the third for Jefferson. Smith on deck, Allen up to the bat. Against Kelsey Van Dyne, the senior for Hedgesville. Her pitch misses outside for ball 2.
And she was very cautious in her first at-bat against Allen, with first base open. Now third base is the only one open with 1 out.
Van Dyne steps on the rubber. The 2-2 pitch to Allen. Outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the third, it's Jefferson 3, Hedgesville 2, runners on first and second. Van Dyne pitching, Allen up to bat for Jefferson. The payoff pitch, fastball, misses low. It's back-to-back walks to load the bases in the top of the third and bring up Smith.
Now batting number 3,
Like you said before, Colin, dangerous to walk Allen. When you have Savannah Smith that can hit one out of the park.
And she's the one that had the walk-off against Washington, and yesterday wasn't her, but we did see a grand slam for Jefferson.
Yep, Taylor Presley and that one the senior, and now you got Smith, a freshman, up at the plate with bases loaded, 1 out. That would completely change the dynamic of this game with just 1 run lead. If you can get yourself multiple runs up here.
It's a grounder to shortstop, scooping it up, Schopenhaver. Her throw to the second baseman goes past the glove into right field, and that'll score 2 runs. It is now 5-2 in the top of the third on the error. Jefferson leads Hedgesville.
And that can just be the difference. It doesn't always have to be
now batting number 6,
a swing of the bat over the fence. His defensive mistakes can absolutely kill you.
It's pitch high and outside to Clark for a ball.
That's why, at this level, just put the ball in play. You know, you might not get... You can't just sit up there, especially bases loaded, 1 out, and just let yourself go down looking on a called third strike. You always at least got to put yourself out there, possibility of a fielding error, because at the high school level, it happens. Even at this regional championship level.
Another mound visit for Brenna Collis. This time it's Gracie Brown, the third baseman, going over to talk to Van Dyne, too. Runners on first and second. 1-0 count with 1 out in the top of the third. It's Jefferson now leading 5-2 over Hedgesville. Clark up to bat. She singled and later scored her last time up. Pitch from Van Dyne, high and outside. The count now 2-0.
Now this is dangerous here, where you're at the number 8 hitter and only 1 out and a base open, where this could flip over to the top of the lineup again.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. The count now 2-1 to Clark. The pitch handcuffed her on the inside part of the plate. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Called strike 2. That one paints the top left corner of the zone.
I thought for a second that was going to be called a ball. It was a bit of a late call, but
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Down goes Clark for out number 2 in the top of the third to bring up Alyssa LaGreco.
Yeah, got her to chase. That's big. That's absolutely big. This is a manageable game still. 5-2.
First strikeout of the night for Van Dyne. Swing and a miss from LaGreco for strike 1 on the swinging bunt.
Your offense has already shown it's been able to put up some runs tonight and last night. So you got to keep this manageable.
This pitch misses outside. The count now 1-1.
Never seen again LaGreco going for that swinging slap bunt. At least giving the impression of it.
Runners on first and second. The 1-1 pitch. Sent in the left field down the third base line. Diving for it in foul territory is Boyer. But it goes off her glove into the grass.
They were ready for it. They've really shifted that defense over. Left fielder almost playing a really deep third base. But it was just a little too far for her to reach it.
Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. For LaGreco against Van Dyne. Van Dyne steps on the rubber. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder right back up the middle underneath the glove of Van Dyne into center field. And that'll load the bases with 2 outs and bring up none other than Taylor Presley.
Could she do it again? I mean, if you can do it once, you can do it again, right?
Wouldn't that be something?
I mean, again, you got back to the situation you didn't want. You're letting the leadoff hitter come back up,
Everybody in Anderson Field holding their breath as Presley up the bat.
I mean, hey, so far, she hasn't been able to get a hit up on the board.
Pitch misses low for a ball.
So we'll see is what's going to give. Will her 0 for night against Van Dyne continue, or will she finally figure out how to get a hit off of her?
Timeout called before the pitch as Van Dyne was ready to go.
That was pretty close to not being before the pitch. It was the very last
she
second.
Was right in the last part of her delivery. Just hadn't let the ball go. Was the only thing holding her back during that timeout that was eventually called. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the third. It's 5-2 Jefferson. This pitch on the outside corner called strike 1 to Presley.
Just was able to paint the corner with that one.
1 ball, 1 strike now. Presley with a very open stance trying to pull this ball. She does so down the third base line. It goes foul right past the bag. The count now 1-2.
Now Van Dyne's 1 strike away. This is trouble right now, but you only need 1 more good pitch to be able to get out of it. Give your offense not that big of a hill to climb up.
A 1-2 pitch from Van Dyne. High and just outside. The count now even at 2-2 to Presley.
Van Dyne really wanted that call. But it seemed like it was a little outside from here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Top of the third for Jefferson. Van Dyne steps on the rubber. The 2-2 pitch to Presley. High for ball 3. Got to be careful if you're Jefferson. With the runners all on base, not leaving early, you don't want the inning to end like the last one.
Yep, you got to be disciplined.
Full count with 2 outs. Pitch popped up in shallow left center field. Underneath it's the shortstop, Copenhaver. She makes the catch for the final out of the third. Had Strands 3, but not before. It was a 3-run inning here for Jefferson. They now lead 5-2 over Hedgesville. Led to the bottom of the third after this 60-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here to Anderson Field. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman's Nick Verzolini, and back at the studios, Spencer Dupuis. 5-2, Jefferson leads Hedgesville. We head to the bottom of the third, due up for Hedgesville. The 2-3-4 batters, Maggie Boyer, Brenna Collis, and Gracie Brown. Boyer hit into the 4-3 fielder's choice her last time up. Shelby Harris steps on the rubber. First pitch to start off the bottom of the third is called strike on the outside corner of the plate.
Now Harris has a nice, comfortable lead to work with. 3 runs. It's not anything unmanageable, but
next pitch misses outside. The count now 1-1.
You've at least opened yourself up multiple runs, but it could have been a lot worse. It was huge for Van Dyne to get it last out.
This one, a line drive over the glove of the second baseman into right center field. It's another lead-off single for Hedgesville.
This see. I think this will start to get interesting when it comes to who's on the mound for the Cougars. How long of a leash are you going to give Shelby Harris with a 3-run lead? If you get 2 runs here from Hedgesville, is that when you start to think about pulling someone else out there onto the circle?
First pitch to Collis, misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch, popped up and foul. The count now even at 1-1.
No, it's not to say that it should be when you start thinking of pulling Harris, but it's just a thought. How long of a leash does she get tonight?
1-1 pitch, grounder down the third base line. It goes foul. The count now 1-2 for Collis. You got Boyer on first and nobody out in the bottom of the third. It's 5-2. Jefferson leading Hedgesville in this game 2.
Jefferson's a tough team to try to come back on from multiple runs down.
Harris steps on the rubber. 1-2 pitch, high, almost through the glove of Clark, but she's able to keep that one in her mitt. Count now 2-2. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3 for out number 1, and that is the 3rd strikeout for Harris today.
Now batting number 6, Gracie Brown.
It brings up Gracie Brown.
She had a triple in her first at-bat, and she'd be able to get herself another RBI if she was able to pull another one. Dangerous part of the order.
This one on the outside corner, called strike 1 to Brown.
This might be the most dangerous part of it right here with this at-bat.
Said last time Brown leads the team in home runs, correct?
Yep, as a freshman. 5 home runs, I believe.
A 1 pitch, inside swing and a miss for strike 2 from Brown. She was ahead of that one.
Harris can get out of this one clean. Get that offense back up. Might be able to see.
Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts for Harris. Now brings up Kelsey Van Dyne with 2 outs for Hedgesville and a runner still on first in the bottom of the 3rd.
That might be when Jefferson would really start to feel in control in this game. You get yourself up by 3 runs, retire the heart of the Eagles' order, and then get yourself back up.
Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Van Dyne.
And I believe, again, Jefferson's going to have 2, 3, 4 coming up in the top half of the 4th.
A 1 pitch from Harris. Up and in for ball 1 to Van Dyne. Runner on first is Boyer after the leadoff single to start off this 3rd inning. But since then it's been back-to-back strikeouts. The 1-1 pitch fouled off. Over to third base side it goes. Count now 1-2 for Van Dyne.
And of course, Van Dyne, being the one up on the mound, knows better than anyone right now up there at the plate that she needs some help out there on the mound with some extra runs.
Harris sends the 1-2 delivery just outside the count now 2-2. Van Dyne adjusts her helmet before stepping back into the right-handed box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one fouled off into the fence. The count now 3-2.
Harris has settled in well. Like we said, that first inning, it was really that hit by pitch and that fielding error that set up the Gracie Brown triple, and that was 2 runs right there. That's all it took. But since then, she's settled in. She's pitched very well.
Deuce is wild for Harris against Van Dyne. Pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line. Count remains 2-2.
Jefferson needs to keep up the good feeling out there. Again, that was one of those unearned runs in that first inning. Came from the defensive side.
Harris rolls the ball in her hand a little bit before putting it in the 2-2 pitch. High for ball 3. Count now full at 3-2. 2 outs. A runner on first in the bottom of the third. It is Jefferson 5, Hedgesville 2. Hedgesville off the bat trying to cut it to this 3-run deficit. The payoff pitch. Sent in the right center field. Looking up is the right fielder, and she makes the catch. Graham ends the inning. We'll head to the 4th. It remains 5. Back in 60 seconds. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
We welcome you back as we head to the top of the 4th inning. It is now the 2, 3, 4 batters, Harris, Dalton, and Munslow again up to bat. If anybody maybe's tuned in their car over down the first baseline, if you can hear us because you're tuned in on the radio, you need to turn off your headlights, please. If not, I guess hopefully somebody else that hears us can relay the information to you. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman's Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Van Dyne in the circle taking a final warm-up throw before Harris leads off the top of the 4th. She led off the top of the 3rd with a double, and then everybody batted around in that 3-run top of the 3rd.
Right, yeah, I said that could be the make or break inning. And if Jefferson continues to pitch the way that they have, that could end up being the case. But, you know, if Hedgesville wants any chance to get back in this, they're going to have to recover and get through the heart of the order one more time, relatively unfazed.
First pitch inside for strike 1 to Harris to start off the top of the 4th. Harris has a single and a double so far today. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2.
So she's really helped herself out in terms of the insurance she's giving herself up on the circle.
0-2 pitch, high for a ball from Van Dyne to Harris. Count now 1-2. Harris steps back into the right-handed box against Van Dyne, who steps on the rubber in the middle of the circle. 1-2 pitch. This one sent in the left center field. Backtracking's Boyer. And that one's out of here. A solo shot for Shelby Harris in the top of the 4th. It is now Jefferson 6, Hedgesville 2. Harris is a triple away from the cycle.
You know what? Me for thinking internally in my head, hey, she could add on to getting this become closer to the cycle.
Only in your head.
Exactly. Now, I'm saying I didn't say it out loud, so I did not jinx her. So you're welcome, Shelby.
I think you were just scared because Matt Faircloth's over here.
But hey, that's again adding on more insurance for herself up on the mound.
Looks like a timeout's called. We might have a pitching change, it appears, so let's step aside and take a 1 minute break to allow the change to occur for Hedgesville. It is Jefferson 6, Hedgesville 2 in the fourth. This is West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 60 seconds.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Anderson Field. We have a pitching change. Your pitching change is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361. Now pitching is number 6, Gracie Brown, and up to bat for Jefferson's number 9, Kaylee Dalton. Pitch from Brown to Dalton. Fastball rips off the foot of the first baseman, Darlington, and it kicks over to the corner, and that'll allow Dalton to have a stand-up double, as that one was a shot. Couldn't tell if it hit off of her or maybe off the bag. Don't know if you...
Unlucky break, I guess you could say. But great hit by Dalton.
Just didn't really see a reaction from Darlington, so I wasn't sure if it hit her or
yeah,
not.
she didn't really react as if it hit her off the shin. I think that would have elicited a bit more of a response, unless she's just really tough.
Pitch inside to Munslow, caught a strike from Brown.
And now here's danger. Already down 4. Runner in scoring position, no outs. It's Becca Munslow.
This pitch misses. The count now 1-1 to Munslow. You got a runner on second. Nobody out in the top of the fourth. Pitch from Brown. Misses outside. The count now 2-1 to Munslow. Your finishing line for Kelsey Van Dyne tonight. 3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. And we got a car alarm going off here at Anderson Field. 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. Count now 3-1 to Munslow.
I think that might be even someone different than who had their lights on. So we've got.
Well, they turned their lights off.
Right, they did. So that worked. Good job, Colin.
Pitch inside for ball 4. Munslow will now make her way over to first on the base on balls. Got runners on first and second. Still nobody out in the fourth. It's a 6-2 lead for Jefferson over Hedgesville. Now that brings up Chloe Cowan.
You can't blame Brown for being pretty cautious pitching to Munslow there with first base open.
Pitch from Gracie Brown to Cowan. Grounder right up the middle to Brown. Her throw to third, force out for Dalton for out number 1 on the fielder's choice. Runner still on first and second. Bring up Brooke Allen.
Smart play by Brown. Get the lead runner. Had plenty of time to do it. Van Dyne maybe would have been able to throw it back up first, try to get that double play, but it would have been a tough play regardless.
Yeah, she dropped it on the exchange. Yep. Didn't want to have an error. Pitch to Allen from Brown, right down the middle for strike 1. Runners on first and second. 1 out, top of the fourth. It's Jefferson with a 4-run lead in Game 2 of the Region 2 Championship. This grounder in between shortstop and third off the glove of Boyer, and that'll allow 1 run to score. It is now 7-2 Jefferson. Runners on the corners with 1 out in the top of the 4th.
And now we're starting to reach,
Now adding number 3, Savannah Smith.
Going past the point of no return with this lead Jefferson's getting up here.
That'll bring up Smith. Smith gets the signal from her head coach, Desiree Waters, over at third base before stepping into the box.
Can't let this snowball any further, because then it starts to feel insurmountable.
Runners on the corners, 1 out. The pitch from Brown. Sent in the right center field by Cowan. It drops down for a base hit, and that'll score another one. It's it back-to-back singles. Score now 8-2 in the top of the 4th. Jefferson leads Hedgesville.
It keeps 1 runner in scoring position. Again, still 2 base runners. This Jefferson lineup has just been firing on all cylinders, really.
Yeah, they scored 3 last inning, 3 more here in the 4th. Now a 6-run lead.
I have to remember the first 2 matchups between these teams, both of the regular season matchups, they were both 10-run rule games in favor of Jefferson. Hedgesville was able to come alive with the bats last night, but still 10 runs in that one for the Cougars.
Runners on first and second, 1 out. Pitch from Brown. Swing and a miss from Clark for strike 1 as she was behind that fastball. Brown working quickly. The pitch. Grounded foul over to the first base dugout. The count now 0-2 to Clark. Clark, 1 for 2 today. She singled her first time up, struck out swinging her last time up. Brown sets. Pitch high off the glove of Collis. That'll allow the base runners to advance 1 bag each. The count now 1-2 and 2 runners in scoring position. It's Allen on third, Smith on second.
That just makes it even more tough. Smith can send in 2 more across the plate with just 1 swing of the bat. A base hit now.
Pitch. Fouled right off the fence in front of us. Count 1-2.
Boy, if it weren't for that net and this fence, that would have hit me square in the face. And that's why it's here.
Yeah, it hit the railing. If it hit the net might have carried back in to the window, I wonder. 1-2 pitch, low. Count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third, top of the 4th. It's Jefferson 8, Hedgesville 2. Pitch from freshman Brown misses inside to Clark. Count now 3-2.
Again, you pitch kind of cautiously since you have first base open. And you're at the bottom of the lineup.
3-2 pitch from Brown. High and outside, and Clark able to fight back in the count. It's a walk issued by Brown to load the bases and bring up Alyssa LaGreco.
Yeah, you just really didn't want to give her anything easy to hit. Looks like I've got a pinch runner out at first base.
Yep, courtesy runner for the catcher and Clark, and your courtesy runners are courtesy of American Legion Post 14 Hornets, your premier Legion baseball team in the area. Yep.
Number 24, Alyssa Dar.
That's Alyssa Dar, the freshman, out, being the courtesy runner for the catcher and Clark. Infield in with 1 out, bases loaded. Swinging bunt right back to the pitcher, Brown. Throw home over to the first. Double play to end the inning for Hedgesville. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is 8-2. Jefferson leads the Eagles. Step aside, take a 60-second break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio WRNR, WRNR TV on YouTube.
There's a local family moving in our territory. What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome you back to Anderson Field as we head to the bottom of the fourth. The 6, 7, 8 batters, Faith Cooper, Gooderidge, and Darlington, due up for Hedgesville as they trail Jefferson 8-2. Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman for the YouTube side of things is Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio with Spencer Dupuis. Shelby Harris so far today, so good in the pitcher circle. 3 innings pitched so far, only given up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of those earned, no walks issued by Harris, and 4 strikeouts so far against Hedgesville. Harris steps on the rubber. Pitch to Cooper, swing and a miss for strike 1. Cooper steps back into the right-handed box. Pitch. Grounder to the third baseman, Dalton. Earth throw over to first in time for out number 1. It's a 5-3 put out to retire Cooper, and that brings up Morgan Gutteridge. Gutteridge singled her last time up. Pitch from Harris. Called strike 1. Harris steps on the rubber. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Gutteridge. Outside for a ball. That count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch from Harris. Big swing and a miss for strike 2.
You just said, outside of that first inning, which all of it wasn't her fault for those 2 runs, she settled in very nicely.
This one, grounder right past the shortstop Munslow into left center field. It's another lead-off single for Hedgesville. They've done that now past 3 innings.
Up next for the Eagles, number 15, Shay Darlington.
That brings up Shay Darlington. Unfortunately, though, for Hedgesville in the 3 innings that they led off with singles, they haven't produced any runs in those innings. The 2 runs came in that first inning.
Right, yeah, I mean...
Which they still started off the inning with a runner on. It was just a hit by pitch, not a single.
Yeah.
Pitch misses high, the count. 1-1.
You said Harris has just pitched very well. If it wasn't for that fielding error, who knows if Gracie Brown has the opportunity to get that RBI triple.
Pitch inside past Clark. Throw to second will not be in time as Gutteridge steals second on the passed ball. The count now 2-1 to Darlington. There you go. Runner in scoring position now for Hedgesville.
They can just chip away at this. You can't get it all back at once.
That's ball high for ball 3.
Every pitcher up the bat, or every hitter up the bat. Just to remember, they're only one person. They can only do so much in one swing.
3-1 pitch, and it's a chopper foul down the third base side. The count now 3-2.
Still just got to get them on, get them over, get them in. Slow but steady. It's like chopping down a tree with an axe. It's not going to happen all at once. Just got to keep chopping and chopping and chopping. It's a big tree.
Great imagery, Dylan.
Thank you.
3-2 pitch. Fouled off by Darlington to keep the count 3-2. Got a runner on second with one out in the bottom of the fourth. It is 8-2 Jefferson leading Hedgesville in Game 2 of the AAA Region 2 Championship. This pitch, a fly ball into center field, backing up Cowan. She makes the catch for the out. We'll throw over the cutoff man to third to keep the runner at second with 2 outs now to bring up Lake and Copenhaver.
Now batting, number 2, Lake and Copenhaver.
Copenhaver flew out to left her last time up. It's her only bat so far today. She steps into the right-handed box against Shelby Harris. This one fouled. For strike one.
Approaching another clean inning for Harris. Obviously, one base hit could possibly change that.
This one high and outside for a ball. The count 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Runner on second. Pitch called strike 2 to Copenhaver. She lets that one go by. It hits the outside part of the plate. Harris sets. 1-2 pitch. Rolls off the knees of Clark. Throw to third. Won't be in time. Again on a wild pitch. Gutteridge steals a bag. She now finds herself on third base. The count 2-2.
And now a pass ball could get that run and not just a base hit.
Pitch high for ball 3. Count now 3-2 to Copenhaver.
Now again, you got first base open. Put that runner on, you could have a force at second.
3-2 pitch. Misses high and outside for ball 4. That walks Lake and Copenhaver. Puts her on first. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs, and we to the top of the lineup with Olivia Cooper up.
That's the only thing, is you are getting back to that top of the order.
That was the first walk issued by Shelby Harris tonight. Pitch to Cooper. High for ball 1.
She's been able to get out of some trouble here in these last few innings. But she's going to have to do it again.
1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count 1-1. The runner on the catcher's indifference will head to second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Hedgesville in the bottom of the 4th. So they trail Jefferson 8-2.
Now here's part of that chipping away if you're the Eagles. Try to get this base hit, get these 2 runs in.
1-1 pitch. Ricochets off the catcher Clark, but she's able to keep it in front of her and keep the runners on second and third. Count now 2-1 to Cooper. Bit of a jambo jam here for Shelby Harris and Jefferson, trying to get out of this bottom of the 4th unscathed. This one popped up into the infield. It goes third base side in foul territory. Making the catch is Dalton. She had one hand on the fence, the other with her glove in the air to snag that one out of the sky. That ends the bottom of the 4th. Still 8-2. 2 left stranded for Hedgesville. We'll head to the 5th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to Anderson Field as we head to the top of the 5th inning now. It's still Jefferson leading Hedgesville 8-2. Due up the top of the lineup, Presley, Harris, and Dalton. For Jefferson, is with a win today, they would clinch the Region 2 championship in Class AAA and head back to the state championship to defend its title that they won last year for the first time in school history.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 2, Taylor Presley.
Taylor Presley, her first time up, grounded to the pitcher. Second time up, hitting the 6-3 fielder's choice. Last time up, popped up to short. Presley will step in against Gracie Brown, who came in last inning in relief for Kelsey Van Dyne. Swing and a miss for strike one from Presley as fastball goes by.
Now, with how this game has gone, I'll wait for this pitch to come through.
Fastball high, count even now at 1-1.
If you're not careful, you could, if you don't get a good recovery inning from Brown up on the mound, this could be the last inning and the last 3 outs for the Eagles if you're not careful now that we've entered the 5th.
This one popped up in shallow right field, and it's foul down the first base line. The count now 1-2.
You'd like to have 9 more outs to go, but with the way this Jefferson offense can hit, it could certainly turn into only 3 outs or 6 outs, depending on how these next 2 at-bats for the Cougars go.
Brown sets. 1-2 pitch, misses low. The count now 2-2. Presley steps out of the right-handed box. Take a few practice swings and stretches before stepping back in against Brown. Pitch from Brown. Fastball high for ball 3 to Presley. Count now 3-2.
Something we talked about, in the other game that we had for Hedgesville softball earlier this year at Musselman, was that this team, while it has a powerful offense, it can give up a lot of runs as well. We've seen that today.
This one sent into right field, backing up, making the catch over her shoulders, Olivia Cooper for out number 1 on the run. What a play.
That was almost a really nice double. But she kept that from being the case. That was a nice play. That is not an easy play at all.
That brings up Shelby Harris. She had the solo homer lead off that 4th the last time up, and she's a triple away from hitting for the cycle tonight. Brown steps on the rubber. The first pitch to Shelby Harris, right down the middle for strike 1.
And with the way she's pitching as well, absolutely runaway favorite for player of the game right now through 4.5 innings. 4 innings.
This one a grounder right to the shortstop Copenhaver, throw to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th for Jefferson to bring up Kaylee Dalton.
This is what Hedgesville needed up on the mound. Now they also needed to drive in those runners on base, those 2 that they left in scoring position. But at least the pitching of Gracie Brown's getting the job done right now.
Dalton doubled her last time up. Pitch from Brown high for ball 1. Dalton also hit into fielder's choice and flew out to center. 2 so far tonight. Pitch from Brown to Dalton. Line drive into right center field gap, and that one rolls to the wall. Dalton with another double tonight. This one with 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Right. That was a line drive.
Now batting number 16, Becca Munslow.
That won the 12th hit tonight for the offense at Jefferson. That brings up Becca Munslow.
It's just been working at the plate for pretty much everybody. Off of Van Dyne and off of Brown.
Pitch from Brown to Munslow. Grounder right back up the middle to Brown. Throw to first to retire the side. 1 left stranded, no runs across the plate, no errors. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. The score remains Jefferson 8, Hedgesville 2. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick your own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to Anderson Field. We're entering the bottom of the 5th inning in this Class AAA Region 2 softball championship between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Jefferson leads the best 2 out of 3 series 1-0 after a 10-5 win yesterday at Jefferson. They lead here at Hedgesville 8-2. Hedgesville, the 2-3-4 batters due up, Boyer, Cullis, and Brown. They're down 6, trying to come back and keep the season alive for the Eagles.
And that's going to be a tough task because Harris has been locked in pretty much all night.
Pitch from Harris. Outside for ball 1 to Boyer. Boyer has a 4-3 fielder's choice and a single so far today. 1-0 pitch. And that same spot for ball 2. Harris only walked 1 so far, has 4 strikeouts. His pitch inside for ball 3. Count now 3-0 to Boyer. One more ball and it'd be the second walk issued for the senior in Shelby Harris. Pitch to Boyer and it misses inside. It is that 4-pitch walk. They'll lead off the bottom of the 5th. Boyer goes over to first and that brings up Brenna Collis.
Oh. Hedgesville needs Harris to kind of start breaking down here and start to lose control. Now, obviously, she's given up some base runners in a good bit of these innings, and she's been able to get out of jams.
This one a grounder foul down the third baseline for strike 1.
So we'll see if that trend continues or if they actually start to do some damage here in the 5th inning. Again, Jefferson has the options to go to in that event. Munslow didn't pitch a whole lot last night. She's still available.
Harris sets. Pitch. Called strike 2 at the shoulders of Collis. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. It is 8-2 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. Pitch. Grounded foul down the third baseline again to keep the count at 0-2.
Choking up on that bat and staying alive. That's all you can do. 2 strikes, if nothing else.
Collis is ready to go. The 0-2 pitch inside almost hit her elbow, but she was able to Just dodged that one to count 1-2.
And just barely.
1-2 pitch. Misses low and away for ball 2. Collis fighting back in this at-bat.
Harris getting ahead 0-2. She's got some pitches to work with, try to make her chase. But now she's back even.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that one, a line drive into left field. Off the top of the wall, it hits. And that is a double for Brenna Collis. That one, if it was about 2 feet higher, would have been a homer.
That was a rocket. What a great hit.
Next for the number 6, Gracie Brown.
That brings up Gracie Brown, the team leader in homers.
Now here you go. No outs. 2 runners in scoring position. For Brown, it's really outside of that hit right there by Collis. It's been the only one to get some really good contact off of Harris so far with that first inning triple.
Pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 from Brown.
Yeah, she wanted to cut that lead in half right with that swing. Make it 8-5. She was trying to send that one out into the street. Try to hit the high school across the street.
A 1 pitch. Line drive to third. Caught by Dalton. She steps on the bag for the double play.
Wow.
That deflates you if you're Hedgesville.
Yeah, that's quick turnaround. Your best hitter now no longer at the plate, and you no longer have that runner on third. That is tough. That is a tough luck right there.
Kelsey Van Dyne up to bat. Pitch misses high for ball 1. There's now 2 outs. Runner still on second in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, hey, great play by Dalton.
This one grounded right off the glove of the third baseman. It's fair. Rounding third, coming home to score is Collis. It's now 8-3, a RBI double for Kelsey Van Dyne for Hedgesville.
So, hey, you've at least made some progress in this inning now. You weren't able to get either of the runners in scoring position in the score in the 4th inning. Now here in the 5th, you at least got 1. That's all you can do is chip away. You still got 2 more innings after this one. But you're running out of time. 7 outs to go.
Brings up Faith Cooper. Pitch. Popped up. For strike 1. Pitch called strike 2 down the middle to Cooper. Sarah's trying to get out of this one for Jefferson and bring him up to bat.
Yeah, like we said, for the most part, she's been able to get out of jams. A lot of times with giving up this inning, she's not quite as lucky.
Pitch a grounder to the shortstop, Munslow. Throw to first to Allen for the that retires the side. We'll head to the 5th inning. It is Jefferson 8, Hedgesville 3. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back as we are now in the 6th inning between Jefferson and Hedgesville. It is Jefferson leading Hedgesville 8-3. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman is Nick Verzolini back at the studio with Spencer Dupuis. Due up for Jefferson, 5-6-7 batters, Cowan, Allen, and Smith. So it looked like it could have been a dangerous inning. They still were able to score one, but they had a huge opportunity with no outs runners on second and third, did Hedgesville, before a line drive to the third baseman for a double play as Dalton made the catch and then stepped on that third base bag.
Right, against Gracie Brown, best hitter really in this lineup. It was a tough break. There was more scoring position runners that they weren't able to get across and try to cut into this lead. And obviously Jefferson's going to make you pay for that.
Chloe Cowan up the bat. Scored twice today as a double, a walk, and a fielder's choice. This one rolls and then hits the home plate umpire for ball one. It's a 5-run lead for the Cougars in Game 2 of the Region 2 Championship. They lead the series 1-0, so with a win today they would win the championship and head to the state tournament. Pitch right down the middle for strike one. The count now even to Cowan at 1-1.
Now what that one run did for the Eagles, if nothing else, was made it a little harder for Jefferson to try to cut this game short and give you less opportunities at the plate by making this a 10-run game. Now it'd be hard to not get to the bottom of the seventh.
Pitch misses outside. The count now 2-1 from Brown to Cowan.
But that relies on Gracie Brown continuing to stay composed and in control up on the mound.
2-1 pitch from Gracie Brown. High for ball 3 to Cowan. Count now 3-1. She's trying to get her second walk of the night.
Brown was able to get through the toughest part of the Jefferson lineup in the last inning, top 4.
And she does so. That one, ball 4. She's now reached base all 4 times up to the plate today.
But now we see
Now batting number 25.
that if you're not careful, you get some runners on base for this bottom part. It's still not a walk in the park.
Brings up Brooke Allen. Allen singled her last time up. She's also walked and grounded out to short her first time up. Pitch low for ball 1.
Allen showed some good patience up at the plate today. She's going to make Gracie Brown work.
1-0 pitch, way high and off the fencing of the backstop for a ball, and that will allow Cowan to easily take second base on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that one just got away big time.
Collis will go out to her pitcher, Gracie Brown, try to settle her down a little bit. Doesn't want to let this one slip. There's still time for a comeback.
But yeah, like we saw just last night, Hedgesville scored 5 runs in 2 innings. And that's exactly what they would need right now to get this back to tied.
Got a runner on second with no outs in the top of the 6th. Jefferson leads Hedgesville 8-3. Pitch misses for ball 3. The count now 3-0 to Brooke Allen. Allen's
obviously going to sit here and say, throw me a strike.
Pitch misses from Brown for ball 4. Back-to-back walks, puts runners on first and second. And Savannah Smith up the bat now for Jefferson. A timeout called. Looks like it'll be a full infield meeting for Hedgesville. And it's an 8-3 ball game in the top of the 6th at Anderson Field.
They've gotten in a tough situation here. Multiple runners on, no outs. Now you're at the back you're back third of the order, but like we've mentioned, Savannah Smith can put one over the fence. And this bottom part of the order has not been exactly the easiest thing in the world to put down.
lengthy conversation out there for Gracie Brown. It looks like it will now come to an end. The infield still talking amongst one another as well.
Still
smile on her face, though, for Gracie Brown. Yep.
Right, yeah. Still good spirits.
Between her and Collis backs up behind the plate now.
Right, that's important to see from a freshman.
And we resume action again. It is the designated player, Savannah Smith, up to bat for Jefferson. With runners on first and second, nobody out in the top of the sixth. Pitch from Brown. Misses outside for a ball. He's just right now really struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, that's 5 in a row.
1-0 pitch. Grounded off the glove of Darlington at first base, and we have a timeout called. And it looks like the runner left early. Oh, it hit the runner. So that will send the runner back to second. Runner on first and second now. The runner in Brooke Allen is the runner that's out.
I guess you could
Don't
say
know why that sends Cowan back to second from third. But Smith goes to first.
I suppose it's a dead ball there at the moment it happens.
This one grounded foul by Madison Clark.
I guess you could say it's a lucky break for Hedgesville, because I'm not sure that play gets made for an out at any pace otherwise.
Pitch called strike 2. Now no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first and second. Pitch high off the glove of Collis. That'll allow both base runners to advance 1 base each. Runners now in scoring position on second and third.
It takes away the shot at a double play. Again, if you're not careful, this can once again go to the top of the lineup.
Count 1-2. Greco on deck. Pitch from Brown. This one pops up in foul territory over the first base side behind the dugout and out of play. The count remains 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third, top of the sixth. It's 8-3 Jefferson leading Hedgesville. Pitch from Gracie Brown. Misses inside just barely. The count 2-2.
Tried to get it there. Paint the inside. Couldn't quite get there.
New ball over to the home plate umpire. Brown sets. Pitch, swing and a miss. And the tag out on the drop third strike to retire Clark to bring up LaGreco now with 2 outs. Big out for Hedgesville and Gracie Brown.
Now batting number 1, Alyssa LaGreco.
This is the most important part of this game for Brown since she's come in to pitch. Let one of these runs get across. It'll be tough.
LaGreco, another swinging bunt to the pitcher, and the tag out on the throw home. Collis is able to tag the runner out to end the inning. She looks like might have hurt herself too. Hopefully she's okay, but we'll head to the bottom of the 6th after this 1-minute break. It's Jefferson 8, Hedgesville 3. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
And the streak continues.
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Welcome back to Anderson Field as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. Hedgesville trails Jefferson 8-3, due up the bottom of the lineup for Hedgesville and Gutter Ridge, Darlington, and Copenhagen. Against Shelby Harris, who has been tremendous out in the pitcher circle tonight. This senior, with 5 innings pitched so far, has only given up 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks.
1 earned run to go along with being a triple shy of the cycle at the plate. It's been a heck of a game.
Yeah, it really has for her. That's what you need from seniors in big moments like this, with a region championship a win away.
Right, we think of Munslow as kind of the number one star of this team when it comes to pitching and hitting when she comes in the cleanup spot, but Harris has been that star tonight.
First pitch called strike 1 to Gutter Ridge. Gutter Ridge back in the box. Harris working quickly. This one high for ball 1. Count now 1-1. Harris, step off the rubber, step back on. 1-1 pitch. This one popped up in the left center field. Running over is the center fielder, Cowan. She makes the catch for out number 1.
Every at-bat is just extra heightened bit of important for Hedgesville. You now only got 5 outs to work with, down by 5 runs.
That'll bring up Shea Darlington for Hedgesville. Darlington steps in the right-handed box against Harris. Pitch from Harris to Darlington inside, called strike 1. Darlington flew out to center last time up and grounded into 1-4 fielder choice her first time up to reach first. Pitch, line drive into right center field. It gets down for a base hit. Will roll to the wall. She's thinking 2. The throw off the mark. It's a stand-up double for Shea Darlington with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th for Hedgesville.
All right, the comeback's got to start somewhere. It's another liner out the right center.
Number 2, Lake.
That'll bring up Lake and Copenhagen. Hedgesville trying to flip that lineup over. Have runners on base for the top of the lineup. Pitch from Harris to Copenhagen. The inside corner for strike 1.
You just got to hope that at some point you can figure out how to get something going against Harris, or that she'll start to lose control as her pitch count gets higher and higher.
Grounder down the third base line, bobbled by Dalton. Her throw across the diamond past the glove of Brooke Allen over into the corner in right field. That'll score 1 on the error. Heading to second is Copenhagen. It is now 8-4.
There you go. 1 down and 4 to go. And you still got that run in scoring position. And now you're back at the top of your lineup.
Now we got an infield meeting after the error for the Jefferson Cougars. That one, the second one tonight for them.
Yeah, that's another run that's come in on the fielding rather than just straight up Shelby Harris's pitching on the mound.
The infield meeting concludes. It is 8-4 still. Runner on second with 1 out. Now up to bat, Olivia Cooper for Hedgesville. Pitch. High and outside for ball 1.
Now we have to wonder if this gets any further, like we mentioned before.
Big swing and a miss for a strike.
How long the leash for Harris is. When you know you've got other options.
We still haven't seen Becca Munslow come in today. We saw her come in for 4 innings yesterday in that 10-5 victory. This pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 2 at the pitch that looked high from up here to Cooper.
But it won't matter if Harris is able to contain this like she has been for most of this game.
Pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Down goes Olivia Cooper. Is Harris able to have a huge out number 2 with that strikeout?
Number 1, Maggie.
And that brings up Maggie Boyer. It's her 5th strikeout today. First pitch from Harris. Right down the middle to Boyer for strike 1. Had a runner on second with 2 out. Bottom of the 6th at Jefferson 8, Hedgesville 4. This one grounded foul off the end of the bat of Boyer over to the first base dugout. The count now 0-2.
And this is where a great offensive performance from your team matters so much, because you're up here on the mound into your 6th inning pitching. You've given up 4 runs, or at least your team has. Not all of them have been earned, but you have that cushion. You still feel some comfort up there.
This one grounded over to shortstop. Munslow scoops it off the dirt. Her throw to Allen at first in time for out number 3. 1 left stranded, 1 run crossed. It is 8-4. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Jefferson leads Hedgesville. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camian Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow 1 to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back as we are now in the 7th inning, the final inning of regulation at Anderson Field between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Jefferson leads 8-4 in this one. They won yesterday's game 10-5, which means if Jefferson holds on, gets the win today, they will be crowned the Class AAA Region 2 champions and head to the state tournament. Cougars have the top of the lineup due up in Presley, Harris, and Dalton. Against the freshman Gracie Brown, who came into relief in that 4th inning for Kelsey Van Dyne.
It's just been a tough assignment for these pitchers. This offense is high-powered and pretty much all throughout the lineup. Like I said, there was that walk-off home run by your number 7 hitter who's a freshman. Anytime you got a lineup like that, you can say that about, it's going to be tough for any pitcher.
Presley had the grand slam yesterday. She steps into the box against Gracie Brown. Pitch, grounded foul. Start off the 7th inning with a strike to Presley.
You can get yourself a clean inning if you're Gracie Brown. Gives you opportunity that, hey, at any time, bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th, you could tie up the game with 1 swing.
This pitch misses outside. The count now even at 1-1 to Presley. Presley taking her time before stepping back into the right-handed box. The 1-1 count. Pitch from Brown to Presley. Misses. Count now 2-1. Presley flew out her last time up to right field. That great catch by Olivia Cooper. We have a timeout called, and it looks like
Please turn the lights off on the hill.
Someone who's watching the game from their car up on the hill behind the third base line apparently has their headlights on, and the umpires have asked them to turn it on.
Yep, and they've done so, so we're able to resume action. It's always tough. You don't want any lights to blind anybody on the infield, especially the pitcher, or even if it's in the outfield, the hitter. Pitch grounder over to second base side. Scooping it up is Gutteridge, or throw to first, not in time. That's an infield single for Presley to lead off the top of the 7th for Jefferson.
Now she gives Harris an opportunity to potentially add on some insurance for herself and give herself a shot at this completing the cycle, which of course if she was able to do it with a triple would ensure that that lead gets up by one more run for her to work with.
Pitch from Brown to Harris. Low for ball 1. Harris steps back into the box. You got a runner on first, nobody out. Pitch from Brown. Outside the throw over to first, off the glove of the first baseman Darlington, and into the grass in foul territory. That'll be a 2-base error on the throw as Presley went to second, hesitated before going to third, but saw the signal, so sliding in safely.
Not a whole lot of urgency getting to that ball. I think I didn't really expect Presley to make that turn towards third base.
2-0 pitch. Or excuse me, the 1-1 pitch. Misses for ball 2.
And now Presley can get this lead up by 1 run with any sort of hit.
2-1 pitch. Grounder over the glove of Van Dyne at third. It's an RBI single for Shelby Harris in the top of the 7th. Jefferson now leads 9-4 over Hedgesville.
Well, hey, it's not the cycle, but it's an RBI. And it just makes things that much easier for Jefferson. Only need 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th to go to the state tournament once again.
A 4-for-5 day, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs for Shelby Harris. Brings up Dalton. Dalton sends a chopper to short, right past Copenhaver into center field. It's back-to-back singles to put runners on first and second now. Still nobody out in the 7th.
With Becca Munslow up to bat.
16, Becca Munslow.
It's already going to be hard enough, down by 5 runs, or even coming into this down 4 runs. But with the way Jefferson can pitch, anything past 5 runs is going to feel like you're climbing Mount Everest.
Munslow against Gracie Brown. Last time up, grounded back to the pitcher. Munslow steps into the right-handed box with runners on first and second and nobody out. Pitch from the freshman Gracie Brown misses inside for ball 1. Maybe just to try to back Munslow off that batter's box a bit. 1-0 pitch. High and outside, almost gets past the glove of Collis, but she's able to snag that one. Count 2-0.
You don't want to make it even easier for these runs to get in. Good snag.
2 balls, no strikes to Becca Munslow. Munslow's ready. Brown is to the 2-0 pitch. Grounded foul off Munslow. The count now 2-1. That One hit the bat, hit the dirt, popped up and off Munslow before dropping dead. Count 2-1. Brown steps on the rubber in the middle of the circle. 2-1 pitch to Munslow. Fouled over the press box and out of play. The count now 2-2. Brown gets a new base, or softball, excuse me.
Fielding position would make it pretty easy for Munslow to hit this up the middle for a hit like she has twice already today.
2-2 pitch, grounder in between first and second into right field. Rounding second, going to third. Nope, everybody stays put. Its bases loaded on 3 straight singles. And that will bring up Chloe Cowan.
Number 11, Chloe Cowan.
Stayed that one, pushed it the other side. Had that big gap between first and second.
We have a visit, and looks like Coach Fort will decide to have another pitching change as freshman Gracie Brown talking with him, and it looks like they're just going to go back to Van Dyne.
Yep.
So let's step aside, take a 1-minute break for the pitching change. It is Jefferson 9, Hedgesville 4 in the top of the 7th with the bases loaded. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Softball and Talk Radio, WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in a minute.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear interviews with prestigious guests.
Since you had that reunion, do you have a favorite memory from that season or maybe a funny story you'd like to share with our audience?
John Madden, the late, great John Madden, came out to our practice on, Thursday. He turned to those guys and he said, this game ain't going to be close. These guys are going to kill Buffalo.
Tune into the Sports Mix, weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV 10, and streaming live on the TV 10 Facebook page.
Join us at the golf tournament June 8th at 9 a.m. at Crest Creek. Support your dogs.
Welcome back, as now pitching is Kelsey Van Dyne for Hedgesville against Chloe Cowan of Jefferson. The pitch, big swing and a miss for strike one for Cowan. Your pitching change is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361. A 1 pitch sent into left field. Backing up and making the miraculous catch is Boyer on the snow cone. Looked like she was having some trouble tracking it down, was able to do so, but that sac fly scores 1 to make it 10-4. In the top of the 7th, Jefferson extends its lead to 6 over Hedgesville.
It's an out. It's a loud out, though. It's better than the alternative. That could have been really bad. As well of a hit was put on that one.
Now you got 1 out, runners on first and second. And Brooke Allen up to bat. The pitch in the inside corner called strike 1 to Allen. Allen steps back in against Van Dyne. The pitch high. The count now 1-1.
At this point, obviously you don't want to get down by any more runs, but you kind of have to pitch this in a way where, if you have to let up 1 more run to get through this inning.
Popped up and foul from Allen over to the first base side and out of play. The count now 1-2.
You just end up pitching to strikeouts. It could lead to some close calls, more walks. It'd be tough. So it's all right to pitch to contact here.
1-2 pitch. Blooper, and diving forward and making the catch is Darlington in the infield for out number 2. Great play by the first baseman to sprawl out and make that play.
Now batting number 3, Savannah Smith.
Van Dyne comes in and gets back-to-back outs.
Yeah, she has done a pretty good job so far coming back in after starting, moving to third, and coming back.
With the bases loaded and nobody out, if you're able only to give up one, going into the bottom of the 7th of your final few outs.
Right, you need a lot
Keeps
of runs.
Keeps it within reach,
you need
realistically.
You need a lot of runs, regardless, in this bottom of the 7th.
First pitch to Smith, called a strike, and a timeout called now by Smith as he didn't like how long Van Dyne was taking, so she steps out of the box. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 to Smith.
One strike away and get out of this inning. That's all you need, one good pitch.
The 0-2 pitch from Van Dyne. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 runs were able to score, but 2 were left stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Hedgesville is down 10-4 against Jefferson and also down to its final 3 outs. We'll step aside and take a 60-second break and then come back. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Softball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back. Here is we're at Anderson Field heading into the bottom of the 7th, and shipping out the Boston playing in the background makes me think how my Celtics are doing, but right now I've got to focus on this one as it's 10-4. Jefferson currently leads Hedgesville, the Eagles, down to their final 3 outs. If Jefferson can do so, they will be crowned the Region 2 champions with a win tonight and head back to the state championship.
All right, it's only game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight, but tonight
only game 1 of an Eastern Conference final.
I was saying that's only game 1. Here we got an elimination. We only got an elimination game. So if you've got your TV or your streaming or your radio watching that instead of this, I mean, what do you do?
The heart of the lineup due up for Hedgesville. Collis, Brown, Van Dyne, the 3-4-5 batters against Shelby Harris. First pitch from Harris. Grounded foul down the third baseline by Collis for strike 1. Collis had that very loud double her last time up, the one that hit off the top of the fence in left field. We got a softball swap here after that one went foul, so that we can check if there's any scuff marks or not.
See, Harris going to try to get all the way through this one. Only 1 earned run.
107 pitches tonight. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 on pitch 108. The count now 0-2 to Collis.
And she has powered through this very well.
For those who might not know, there is no pitch count or any pitch limit in softball compared to baseball, so for those that might be thinking at 110 her day has to be done, that is not the case. This pitch high for a ball, the count 1-2. Now this one down the third baseline and foul. Count remains 1-2.
So as long as she's pitching well, and she's pitching hard with control, has this under control, she's got 5 runs to work with before Hedgesville will be able to tie it up on a 6th.
1-2 pitch. Grounded to the shortstop, Munslow. Scoops it off the dirt or throw to Allen at first for out number 1.
See some good fielding from Munslow over at short all game today. It was one of her throws over the first that was a fielding error by the first baseman that allowed one of those runs today to get in for the Eagles. One of the unearned runs for Harris.
That brings up Gracie Brown. She sends this one into night sky in left field, and that's a no-doubter off Route 9, a solo shot for Gracie Brown. In the bottom of the 7th, it's now 10-5.
Well, that's what I said for one of her last bats. She put a big swing on one. It looked like she was trying to send one across the street over to the high school. And that time she did it. And you can see Nick Verzolini out in the right center field bleachers got a shot of that ball laying in the grass across the street on the other side of Route 9.
Now batting, number 8.
I thought that was about to hit one of the... That one was a bomb.
Yeah, so she's got a triple and a home run on the night to go along with some good, powerful pitching.
Might just be the spark that Hedgesville needs here to rally back. Pitch high and outside for a ball. It's now 10-5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch grounded, foul down the third base line. The count now 1-1 to Van Dyne.
Well, still pretty tough. Still 5 more runs to go to tie this one back up. But hey, Gracie Brown, you can only get them back one at a time. You know, one swing can get you more, but only one runner can come across at a time.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 on the changeup from Harris.
Still, you've only got 2 outs. You got 2 strikes in this at bat.
1-2 pitch, misses low. The count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on after the solo home run for Gracie Brown to make it 10-5 in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Harris to Van Dyne. This one popped up into left center field. Underneath it's the center fielder, Chloe Cowan. She makes the catch for out number 2.
Down to your last out.
That brings up Faith Cooper for Hedgesville.
Up next, number 17. Faith
Jefferson
Cooper.
realizes they are 1 out away from a trip back to the state tournament in back-to-back seasons. Cooper steps in against Harris. Harris steps on the rubber and is ready to go against Faith Cooper. First pitch, fouled off for strike 1.
That's what we've seen all night long. Harris give up some runs, some hits here and there, but recovers. Gives up a home run to Gracie Brown. Gets the next batter to pop up. Still shows some control.
Pitch misses high for ball 1. The count now evened up at 1 apiece to Faith Cooper. Cooper 0 for 3 today. Is grounded out to third twice and to short once. 1-1 pitch. Bounces in front of home plate for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cooper calls time while stepping into the box against Harris. Now settles in to her stance. Pitch misses for ball 3. Count now 3-1 to Cooper. Cooper just has to be thinking get on base and try to extend this one as much as possible. 3-1 pitch. Popped up in foul territory on the third base side over to the batting cage. It'll bounce off the roof. The count now 3-2.
All right, we said it before, comeback's got to start somewhere. You can only do so much as one batter. Just get yourself on base. And set yourself up so your teammates can drive you in.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, it's Jefferson 10, Hedgesville 5. Harris sets in the circle. The pitch to Faith Cooper. Misses for ball 4 on the outside part of the plate. That'll walk Cooper and bring up Gutteridge. Hedgesville's not dead yet.
Not at all. Not until you get that third out.
Morgan Gutteridge.
Got a timeout called, looking in the dugout. Seeing if we have a pinch hitter potentially, or if it's another light situation. Never mind, it's not a pinch hitter, it's a pinch runner. Yep, pinch runner for Hedgesville.
It's Kaylee Laughlin.
Kaylee Laughlin will check in. As Cooper has been the designated player for her tonight. So Laughlin will now be the runner at first. Gutteridge up the bat.
Is it the lights?
We got more lights now on
Please turn the lights off.
for the cars. Multiple cars over on the first base side. I see 1, 2, 3.
If you were in your car, turn the lights off.
I think one of the problem lights might have on this side here this time might have been someone that is leaving.
Game's not over yet. What you leaving for? 10-5, 2 outs, runner on first for Hedgesville. They trail Jefferson in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Harris. Right down the middle to Gutteridge for strike 1. Harris steps on the rubber in the middle of the circle. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch misses high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Gutteridge against Harris. Harris trying to have a complete game for the Cougars. The 1-1 pitch. On the inside corner, called strike 2. Hedgesville's down to its final strike, potentially. Harris takes a deep breath before stepping on the rubber. Runner on first for Hedgesville. Gutteridge up the bat. The pitch from Harris. Chopped over to the first base side. Allen underhand tosses to the second baseman LaGreco. She steps on first, and the win for Jefferson sends them back to the state tournament. They are crowned the Class AAA Region 2 champions. Your final score, Jefferson 10, Hedgesville 5, again in Game 2. What a season for both teams. Hedgesville falls to 19-11 to end the year. Jefferson now 21-6 as both teams shake hands at home plate. Emotion on Cougars. Sadness for the Eagles. Unfortunately, the season comes to an end at home in the Region 2 championship. Let's step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for the post-game show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
And the streak continues!
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back as we head into our post-game show, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets, with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's is fast, fresh, and friendly. The Jefferson Cougars get the 10-5 win over Hedgesville in Game 2 of the Class AAA Region 2 Championship. So they win the series 2-0 over Hedgesville and will be headed back to the state tournament. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman's Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Spencer Dupuis. We wait for Dylan Bishop to see if he can get our player of the game, as well as a head coach of Desiree Waters, as Jefferson currently celebrating on the field for those tuned in on YouTube, so it'll be tough to grab her. It looks like he might have Coach Waters first, so once we can get Dylan set up with Coach Waters, as well as Nick Verzolini with our camera for those watching on YouTube, we'll send it down to him shortly as he has to adjust the camera. So while we wait for that to happen, we'll get ready to send it down to Dylan Bishop as well as Coach Waters. Again, your final score, Jefferson 10, Hedgesville 5. So Jefferson will be headed back to the state tournament after a great game in both Game 1 and 2. Your final scores were 10-5. Jefferson getting the win, while it looks like Nick still, for some reason, struggling with our camera, having to adjust the levels. It looks like he's finally got it and ready to go. So once we have him set in place, we will send it down to Dylan Bishop. Dylan, whenever you're ready, take it away, sir.
All right, Coach Waters' team was able to get the victory tonight, regional champions, going back to the state tournament once again. What does this mean for your team to go back and try to defend that title?
It means a lot. That's been our focus and goal all season. We've tried to build a tough schedule so that we could be prepared for this moment. So that's our goal, and I'm glad we made it, because it was not an easy road to go down. So.
And tonight specifically, your team was able to really just hit on all cylinders in the lineup, get yourself 10 runs up on the board. What do you think was working for your team tonight against these pitchers for Hedgesville?
Yeah, I was saying earlier, just when you see the pitchers back-to-back, you're just going to expect more hits all the way around. So they came out ready to hit early in the game and scored almost every inning, every other inning. So that's what we were expecting them to do, so I'm glad they pulled out with that.
And Shelby Harris tonight, senior on the mound, is able to pitch a complete game, only 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. What did you think her performance tonight? Get that from a senior to send you to the state tournament.
Yeah, she just did phenomenal. She's a player that we can always count on to step up when we need her, and that includes on the mound. So she did a great job tonight. We're really proud of her.
Now it sets you guys up for another run at this state tournament and try to get another title. What are you going to be telling your team to get them prepared to go into this tournament?
Just staying focused and keeping our energy up for the main thing. Cleaning up our defense. We have had a lot of errors this season, so we got to clean it up. But mainly just having each other's backs, coming out early with the bat, and keeping the energy alive. So.
All right, Coach. Congrats. Thank you very much.
All righty, thank you, Dylan Bishop. While we wait to see if he can track down our WVU Medicine player of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And it looks like he does finally have our winning pitcher, Shelby Harrison, our WVU Medicine player of the game. So Dylan, take it away.
Down here with our player of the game, winning pitcher, also 4 for 5 night at the plate, Shelby Harris, a triple shy of the cycle. First of all, complete game for you, 5 strikeouts. What do you think was working for you on the mound tonight?
Definitely my changeup. I haven't pitched in a year, so my spin is definitely off and my speed, but my changeup was there, and it was dropping to go right under the batter's bats.
And, of course, four hits on the night, including that solo home run for you. Triple shy of the cycle, like I said. So, I mean, great night for you up at the plate. What do you think you were seeing from the pitchers tonight?
I had a lot of inside pitches. The home run I hit was a changeup, and it was right after I swung and missed that one in the dirt, so I just thought about, I know another changeup's coming, and I was ready for it on the inside.
All right, and you're going back to the state tournament, this time as a senior. What does it mean for you to go back? You get one more shot, another state title, before you head off and leave the team.
I really hope we win another one. To have 2 rings back-to-back, especially as a senior, so I end off knowing that we were the best team in the state, would really mean a lot to me this year.
All right, Shelby, congrats on the game tonight. Player of the game. Good luck in the state tournament.
Thank you.
Colin, back to you.
Thank you to Dylan Bishop as well as Coach Desiree Waters and Shelby Harris. Let's continue our post-game show now and get into the game summary brought to you by the Farmer & Mechanics Insurance Companies. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. And we'll start off with the top of the first inning. It was Jefferson able to cross that home plate to lead 1-0, but Hedgesville was able to strike back in the bottom of the first inning with 2 runs to take a 2-1 lead. Jefferson responded in the top of the second, however, to knot things up at 2 apiece, then added 3 more in the top of the third to go up 5-2, 3 more in the fourth to go up 8-2, and then in the bottom of the fifth it was 8-3 as Hedgesville was able to score 1. Bottom of the sixth they scored again to make it 8-4, and then Jefferson scored 2 in the top of the seventh to make it 10-4. Hedgesville had the solo home run in the bottom of the seventh to make it 10-5, and that's where things remained. Jefferson gets 10 runs on 17 hits, 3 errors. Hedgesville 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error, and that's your game summary. Let's get into game stats now, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like it's nobody's business. Starting off with the victorious Jefferson Cougars. Taylor Presley with 1 hit today, a run and an RBI. Shelby Harris with 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Kaylee Dalton a 3-hit day. Becca Munslow with a 3-hit day, 2 an RBI, a walk, and scoring twice. Chloe Cowan with 2 RBIs, 1 hit, 2 runs, and 2 walks. Brooke Allen with a hit, an RBI, and 2 walks. Smith with a 2-hit day and 3 RBIs. Clark with 1 hit and a walk, and then LaGreco with a hit as well and a walk to total those 10 runs on 17 hits. Shelby Harris is your winning pitcher today, going the full 7 innings, only giving up 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts on 127 pitches, 86 of those for strikes. For Hedgesville, it was Cooper scoring and striking out twice, Boyer with a hit and a walk, Collis with a hit, 2 runs and a strikeout, Brown with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a run in her 4 at-bats, Van Dyne an 0 for 4 night, Cooper an 0 for 3 day but with a walk, Gutteridge with a 2 for 4 day, Darlington with a hit and a run, and then Copenhaver with a walk to total up the 5 runs on 7 hits. Van Dyne pitched 4 innings, giving up 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Brown, 3 innings pitched, 9 hits, given up 4 runs, all 4 earned, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Again, your final score, Jefferson 10, Hedgesville 5. Your Jefferson Cougars, once again, are the Class AAA Region 2 champions, and they get to head back to the state tournament to defend last year's state championship. Colin McLaughlin signing off for Spencer Dupuis as well as Nick Verzolini and Dylan Bishop. Next week we'll have the Region 2 championship on the baseball side, as these same 2 schools will square off in a best 2 out of 3 starting Monday. First pitch scheduled for 7 p.m. at Jefferson. Pregame will be at 6:40. Game 2 will be also at 7 p.m. at Hedgesville, and Game 3, if necessary, will be at 1 p.m. Have a great night, everybody. This has been West Virginia High School Softball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
Join us at the golf tournament, June 8th at 9 a.m. at Crest Creek. Support your dogs.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Softball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued coverage of high school, college, and professional sports, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online, talkradiowrnr.com. All right.